I'm a fifth-generation conch. My parents were John J. and Olive Romero. They owned Romero appliances and were involved in civic activities for many years. Some of my roots go back to the Gatto family, and we kind of laugh. We weren't the ones who owned the factory. Our family members were the ones who rolled the cigars. I then went to Barry College, got a degree in mathematics, and then continued on for almost 30 years with IBM as an executive consultant. As an executive consultant, I was certified in business strategy as well as organizational change management. That's one of the things from my background I'd like to bring to city government. Growing up in school, my dad said I always was active in doing something, always doing things. I kept a very high grade average, so I was a valedictorian, but I was also the editor of our school newspaper, which demanded research, and I was also the captain of our cheerleaders. I'm running for mayor because I'd like to see more effective processes handled in city government. I'd like to see more things that are business, fact-based, and I'd like to see things that we think about the financial implications when we make a decision. It started out with asking a simple question regarding my aunt and a rental property, and I didn't like the answers, although I got the answers. And then I started asking more and more questions. That's how I got involved with the affordable housing issue. And then when I started to understand some of the players with affordable housing and the issues there, so I was trying to find out what the basic facts were, which led me to lots of research. Then I started seeing other things that didn't seem right. So that's when I started addressing issues that I felt affected just the whole community. Recently there was a development in the Old Town section and a developer spoke. I went to listen to it. And quite honestly, I spoke in favor of that development because I saw somebody using their own funds, their taxes were paid, they listened to the community, and quite honestly, that particular development I don't have a problem with. One of the flaws I see in city government is not the staff we have in city government, but in the direction that is sometimes given to them to work on various issues, which kills their time, their brain cells and everything else when they could be looking at things more productively. On the topic of all the meetings I go to, I was at the meeting on the homeless on last Friday, and one of the city staff said, "How do you do it? We get tired of going to the meetings we go to, but you're always there." So yeah, some weeks I go to 5 or 6 meetings between the Land Authority, the Key West Housing Authority, city government, various proposals and committee meetings like the revision of the charter. So I will continue to do that, and of course I will expand the amount of hours I'm putting in there. I think what separates me from the other candidates is that I have got an awful lot of experience in bringing organizations together. I have the expertise of having dealt with many people, not just those people who might have, shall we say, a Key West mentality, but people who have mentalities from across the world, because that's who I have dealt with. I think that experience is dealing with multiple people will help, because we have people from many, many backgrounds here in Key West now who actually contribute and want to make this a better place, not just those of us who were born and raised here. Let's get Truman Waterfront developed. Let's get City Hall up and going. Let's address the homeless vagrancy issue. Let's get something done and use a consensus on the dais to then get our whole community involved to make it happen. I often remember, I was telling a friend of mine just last night at Mass, I said, you know, he and I were together in the senior high school play called Dirty Work at the Crossroads, or Tempted, Tried and True. And we were laughing. We said, gee, maybe that's what I'm getting into now, is the dirty work of trying to help run the city. But I may be tempted, but I guarantee you I will be tried and true.